a month. Because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service. But it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free. So visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds. It'll be hot with an afternoon high around 95. Tonight, clear skies and light winds, the low around 67. Tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with a high again near 95. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Happy Monday right here on Bock in the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket. We are here to talk some football today, but mostly the SEC Media Day starts today and goes on through the 17th. Big 10 Media Day starts next week, and we're going to be live for that. But me and Bock's going to talk about a lot of football today, and we're going to talk about a lot of things today. So buckle up and get ready for a fun and good show. What's up, Bock?
Oh, not too much. It's a beautiful day. Like you said, another Monday closer to college football season. This with the SEC Media Days going. I love Media Days. Big 12, of course, wrapped up last week. You mentioned it. Big 10 right around the corner. So college football is certainly getting closer. We have more of a reason to talk about all these things, breaking them down, and now to kind of highlight the SEC. Not a conference that a lot of people around here love, but to me, I always go back to it. It's because of their love and their passion for college football. I mean, college football really more of a Southern sport than anything else, Midwestern as well, of course, as we know here in kind of Big Ten country. But it's the love and passion that they have in the SEC, where they say, it's just different down there, and it is. It's exciting. It's fun, and you look at the loaded conference, and their Commissioner Greg Sankey said at the beginning, if you guys like talking about super conferences, we have one right here. It's amazing because I just kind of go through it and think, okay, well, who's struggling? You look 1 through 16. I mean, you got programs that are that I just look at this magazine here has them ranked out. You've got programs like Tennessee at 11, Texas A&M at 12. I mean, as good as Vanderbilt was last year, they're at 14. Kentucky's had a solid program over the years at 15. It is going to be hard week after week to win in that conference. Of course, it is in the Big Ten too, but I got to agree that is a super conference. Though, when you look at the top of it, then you kind of try to pick out who's actually contenders for actual national champions. Then you probably have Texas, LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. Might have the cutoff line, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Florida, those type of teams in there. So it's not necessarily that it's so top heavy this year and that's what people would have argued in the past when they say the SEC is not great. They're just top heavy. Well, now I'm going to argue their depth is pretty ridiculous this year.
When you talk about SEC football, Bock, it's different down there because the athletes are different down there. And when we talk about that, we go through spring ball down south, so we don't need to go to camps and stuff like that. A lot of coaches come to spring football, and it is just like spring football for colleges. You do all the work, you hit, you. This is not a period where you're going to be in shorts all the time. I remember back in my high school, we was full pads. May, April, whenever spring ball was, after I finished track, went right back to football. So it's a lot of different things down there. I mean, I wouldn't say they're the best conference as of right now, but overall talent-wise, that they have a huge gap in college football besides Ohio State that can put a team together and go head-to-head with some of these SEC teams. But at the same time, it's just the conference that's strong up and down that list. When you read the list, who's the last place team?
Mississippi State.
They probably can be, I don't know how they're fair in the Big Ten, but, just look at the rest of those schools.
That's about the only program that I would look and say,
that needs work.
It's pretty damn
I mean, you look at Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin. You look at Tennessee, Josh Hoppus, Arkansas with a great quarterback, Sam Pittman. You look at Kirby Smart, DeBoer. The list goes on and on. That Texas, Steve Sarkisian, Mike Elko, what he is, Texas A&M. Yeah. So this is not a weak conference at all. It gets better and better. Their football is good. I like college football in general. I can watch Big Ten. Big Ten and SEC is what I prefer to watch. Big 12 is kind of third place in my book. No more Pac-12, Pac-2. Don't watch that. Mostly SEC and Big Ten football is all I like to watch, though.
We do have a text in here, 1562 chimes in on the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Says, what a surprise, a bunch of overranked teams that will get the credit for these arbitrary preseason rankings and disenfranchise other teams that actually earn it on the field. There is an argument for that to be made, too. I mean, the SEC is trying to put more of an emphasis on strength of schedule because they've built this super conference. But, there are years, like I think Auburn is a pretty good example of a team the last couple of years, maybe even this year, the name carries a lot more weight than the team on the field. Auburn hasn't been very good the last couple of years. So there definitely are parts of that. You look at, it's just kind of funny, these regional or conference battles that we have. Like last year, you look at the top 10 defenses in total defense, like 5 of them came from the Big Ten. Well, then the SEC will argue that's because you don't have very good offenses in the Big Ten. So it's just kind of funny to have these arguments. But the SEC definitely, I mean, again, I think it's partially due to that care factor, the money that's poured in, the recruiting classes they bring in. I mean, the fact that, the SEC has a long lead, a big lead as far as players taken in the NFL year in and year out of the NFL draft. You have to go like 20 years before another conference had more players taken in the NFL draft than the SEC. So again, there's something to it, but it's not everything. And so it's kind of fun. Again, that's what I kind of loved about college football was these regional battles that arguing about conferences. And of course, that's college sports in general. You don't get that so much in pro sports. I mean, you can a little bit, but it's not like I'm over here going, yeah, the Atlantic Division in the NBA is really, really taking. I'm really proud of these. I don't really care about the strength of the Atlantic Division for my team. And so regionally we've had these arguments, and I hope that doesn't go away with these super conferences coming in, because we talked about it before too. It's like, well, what is your reaction going to be when the ACC gets picked apart? And initially think, well, the Big Ten needs a Florida school, or the Big Ten needs a Texas school, or kind of looking at your next thing. I said it before. I think the next move, if the ACC starts getting picked apart, I mean, that's kind of the end of the story. I mean, it's the SEC and the Big Ten are so big and so much, farther ahead of these other conferences that it's going to kind of change the way we look at college football. It already has, obviously, as we know, and it's fragmented. It's barely hanging on by a thread to the old ways. There's definitely change to be had in the future, but as of right now, at least we can still have some of these arguments.
Yeah, I mean, it's the argument all day, Bock, but we don't have time for it today. But one thing I did listen to Greg, what his name is, Slankley?
Greg Sankey, yeah.
Sankey, the commissioner of the big SEC, is that he said each school is required to play an FCS school. And it's in a contract, and he said that earlier this morning. It was tweeted out. And I think that's good for an FCS school to get them money, but also that's why they say they don't play one more home conference game.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever division game.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, the Big Ten plays 9. A lot of these conferences around the country have played 9, and the SEC is still playing 8 conference games, arguing that their strength is scheduled and the difficulty of playing through the SEC is going to be more than playing 9 conference games anywhere else.
All right, Bock. Nick Saban, talk of the conference right now. Talk of the country, really. Somebody close to Nick Saban, our former quarterback Greg McElroy, say he believes that Nick Saban will come out of retirement to coach. How dangerous is that for coaches in college football to have Nick Saban over your back if you get fired, just waiting to get your seat?
Well, it's definitely interesting for Kalen DeBoer, and that first game better not lose to Florida State, right? I keep bringing that up because I don't expect them to, but certainly could cause all sorts of interesting things to follow along the first week of the season there. But Nick Saban in particular, I mean, he's the greatest of all time. I mean, you'd argue right up there. Obviously, maybe shouldn't quite say that Nebraska. Tom Osborne has a pretty good argument himself, especially if he would have coached a few more years, as if 25 is not enough. I'm a little bit, what do you say? Well, anyways, Tom Osborne probably, I mean, he gave it everything he could, but a lot of people would wonder what would happen if he would have coached a few more years. But Nick Saban, again, has done it. And a lot of people will kind of point to the Alabama. Remember, he won at LSU too.
Yeah.
I mean, he is, he's as proven as he can in college football. Now people will say the new age, all this stuff kind of ran him out. He's said as much at times. He's not a big fan of all the changes in college football. But sometimes you step away, and he's great on the commentary booth. I always like listening to what he has to say. But sometimes you still get that itch, and you think, well, maybe I still want to get back to it. Again, the question would be, where would he return to? Would Alabama clear a path to bring him back? They might, but how long are we talking about once you get back into it? Somewhat similar to what we kind of talk about with Belichick, just the age of how much longer are they going to be able to do it? But man, there'd be programs lining across the country trying to get their hands on Saban.
I got 5 college football teams Nick Saban should pick if he decides to unretire. Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State needed a new leader after a disappointing season in 24. They finished 3-9 and were in last place in the Big 12 under coach Mike Gundy. On November 29th, Oklahoma State ended its season with a 52-0 loss to Colorado. How would he look at Oklahoma State, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be an interesting fit. Obviously, in the Big 12, Saban being able to take over there in Stillwater could happen. I mean, I'm big fan of Mike Gundy. I put him right up there with some of the best names that have had, played or had coached at lower level. I wouldn't say lower level, but maybe like medium level jobs and being able to elevate them. Mike Gundy has done that, I think since 2007. Remember, replaced Les Miles. I believe it's been that long since he was there. But yeah, they struggled mightily. Maybe at some point something's gone wrong there in Stillwater, and they would need something to freshen it up. Saban would definitely be a good opportunity there. I mean, I wouldn't. Again, I'd line up and knock on his door if they do have to make a hire after the season.
All right, Bock. This next one, I don't really like this one. Auburn Tigers. I just don't see him going that far down the road in Alabama. I think that that starts a war in the state of Alabama. I think that's death threats for him if he would go. I'm just saying, if he would go to Alabama, people don't like that, Bock. I mean,
I know.
Alabama and Auburn, they one of the nastiest rivals that go way back. So Auburn is not a good fit for me.
No, I don't think that one would happen or isn't even in a realistic category. I mean, they're struggling, like we talked about earlier in the segment, in these last couple of seasons. So the job might be open, but there's no way. I mean, he would have just so many different options. And like you said, you wouldn't want to take all that good faith that you've had where he's, I hesitate to say it, but a legend, even more so, as much as you can be more than anything. I was going to say a god, but basically in the state of Alabama, you don't do anything to take that back.
All right, Bock, let's see who's number 3 is. I'm holding my breath for this one. Might be a crazy. Arkansas Razorback.
Thought of sticking in the SEC a little while.
Yeah. Could.
Yeah.
Could, but the possibility is slim to me.
There's a lot of Walmart money down there at Arkansas, so maybe they'd be able to bring him in. Of course, they made a big time splash hire in getting Coach Cal over there on the basketball team. So, I mean, I would definitely – I'm kind of with you. I mean, he's already won championships at LSU and Alabama. Maybe he wouldn't want to go far from, the South to kind of bring that back. But, yeah, I mean, I think there'd be better options there. Again, not to disenfranchise yourself from the color at Alabama.
Same color as Alabama. Might look good. I mean, this next one, I still don't see him just in this type of color. Florida Gators.
Yeah.
I just don't see him in that orange and blue. No.
Yeah.
It's a no for me.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think so. Again, as of all of these are jobs that I'd like to at least they're not just throwing out, big time names left and right. They're throwing out jobs that could become open. I'd love to see what Saban could do at Florida. So I won't hold that out as much as you do, but still, again, it's so fascinating just to kind of think if he did return, would it be SEC? Would he stay in the South? You would think so because that's kind of where he's built his brand and all that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to go against Alabama that way.
Yeah, and I think that if he did it, he would want to show the coaches like, hey, I still run the SEC. Now, this fifth team, this is the last team, of course, Oklahoma.
That's what I was thinking.
I can see that. That's probably my best pick out of this list right here. That I say Saban can go rescue that university because middle of the country. Weather does not really play a factor in Oklahoma, but you're still in the SEC. It'll be a good rivalry game for Texas when they play each other. Texas, Oklahoma, that will really get the people to that game. And I just think his coaching style and the way he coaches would be able to bring Oklahoma back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. As soon as you started this list, is Oklahoma's got to be on here. Still would play Alabama from time to time, but not like a long rivalry like with all those other teams that were mentioned in the SEC, and enough space country-wise, to kind of get your distance and not be hounded by Alabama fans. Again, it's fascinating. I don't know how likely any of it is. Right, it's just a rumor starting. A former quarterback saying it though. Makes you kind of think it, maybe is in the possibility. I would love, you talk about making college football interesting. Saban at Oklahoma is perfect.
Would you fire a coach if Nick Saban called you? Would you fire your coach?
More often than not, yeah.
Would you fire Matt Rule?
Again, you got to
Would you fire Matt Rule for Nick Saban?
Not before year 3. We got to see the year 3.
Yeah, I'm
just
saying though. If the opportunity came, even if he was going to be on a 3-year plan, Would you, Bock?
I mean, age factors in so much into it.
That's a lie.
I didn't say anything. I said age factors so much into it.
I don't care about the age. I don't care if he's 90.
Really?
How long did Joe Paul coach?
Oh, he coached. He coached from up to his upper ages.
Yeah, but Nick Saban's on the 73. If I could get him till he's 77.
Yeah.
Now, you know why I would do? I would fight. I'll demote Matt Ryan. I would fire
Give him some of his own.
I demote him, but
demotion,
he can keep his pay. He can keep his pay. But you know why I want a guy like Nick Saban? First of all, recruiting.
Oh yeah,
that's it. And the coaches he have helped turn around the career, and from Lane Kiffin, had Kirby Smart, had Kevin Steele beside him, had so many coaches. Todd, who was not Todd Monk. Todd Monken did coach for Alabama. Then he went to Georgia. So, you know, his list of assistant coaches around the nation is longer than probably
his coaching tree.
Yeah, his coaching tree is longer than probably any coach in the nation. So what?
I'm still not going to go that far. You're trying to make me the bad guy, but you did say it, so I'll let you. I mean, I tried to phrase it like this. Again, he's the greatest of all time, maybe right up there. You'd automatically have a top 10 recruiting class, like you're saying. All the talk of college football would be on you. It would be almost like getting the fame or the spotlight that Coach Dion has gotten at Colorado, in this case with Saban. So I would do it just about anywhere.
This is not the same level when you talk about Dion, because Nick Saban is 20 times the coach better than Dion.
Right. I'm saying as far as spotlight.
Yeah, because he has a system. He has a program. He has that. What are we looking for? What word am I looking for in a program? What they say they're always looking for.
Like development, consistency.
Development, consistency. Keep going, Bock. Team what?
Camaraderie, confidence.
Team something. What are they? I don't know. I'm forgetting. But Dad says no Blackshirt. We keep Rule. I think he is the guy. Hey, I'm not saying fire Rule. I'm just saying I have 2 head coaches. And which head coach do you want to give the power to? Nick Saban.
Right. I mean, it's similar to like saying if you could get, I don't know if you want to go to prime, but I mean, if you can get, you try to think of the greatest of all time. You can get like Michael Jordan, and you're like, no, we're okay with whoever you got. I mean,
culture.
It's the greatest.
That's
of all
it,
time.
right
Culture,
there.
you
Team
go.
culture.
Yeah.
We don't know what Nebraska culture is. We think we do, but if you had a team like Nick Saban, that culture that he brought to Alabama,
oh yeah,
that confidence, that dominance, it's the same thing that Coach Osborne had in the 90s. Like, we knew what we was doing on the field. We knew we was better than everybody else. Only thing we had to do was go out and prove it. Yeah. And we proved it for 60 straight minutes out there on the football field every Saturday, and we gave it our best.
Absolutely. I mean, it would be awesome to see Coach Saban back on the sideline, especially with a new shade or a different color, just to see what it looks like.
Yeah. He'll look good in the end, red end to me. All right, 93.7 the ticket. This is Bock in the Blackshirt right here. We'll be right back.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 Ocean Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock in the Blackshirt. 25-26. I'm not going to read your comment. You're not going to get me in trouble with that one. But I do agree with you in some point of that one. Phil, team culture, right. Augie, culture, right. Thomas and Lincoln, 50% recruitment, 50% development for Saban to do in play calling and schemes rule. See,
You want a co-head coach?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for Nick's not going to coach 10 more years, Bob.
That's what I was saying with his age.
I mean, I'm just saying though, he's not. I mean, he could turn his he turned Alabama around in how long?
Oh, it didn't take 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. That's all we need. And pass the torch.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pass the torch. We'll build him a little mini me statue right in front of Coach Tom Osborne. He don't get a big one. He gets a small one, but he'll get one.
I like how much you are thinking about bringing Nick Saban to Lincoln. I think every school in the country, like I said, would want to have an argument. I don't think there's any reason.
You got to pick his brain, Bob. You got to pick his brain.
Oh, I would too.
Nick Saban. I mean, just the kids he get, just by his name is more anything than Coach Osborne type.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's why. I mean, we talk about it. I keep calling him the GOAT, and Tom Osborne's right up there. You do like a top 5 coaches of all time. Both those coaches would be in the discussion. It's kind of fun again, and when you do go down that route again, it would be nice to see if Tom Osborne had a few. I would have liked to see him coach during the Eric Crouch era, just to see if they would have had a championship or 2 in that time. But it's just interesting, and I think Osborne had more undefeated seasons, and also would have benefited from this kind of expanded playoff era as Coach Saban has. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know if he makes his way back again. There's maybe about
Michigan State.
Michigan
do something that you didn't win at. You didn't win at Michigan State. You won at LSU. You won at Alabama. Go to Michigan State.
I won enough at Michigan State to get the LSU job.
Yeah, but you go back to a place you haven't won at.
In the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? Makes sense, don't it? Or Nebraska.
Yeah.
Co-head
coach.
Co-head
That's
coach.
the best we can offer you right now.
No, we have it's like, you ever play spades, Bob?
Yeah.
It's like having the 2 big jokers, the little joker and the big joker. All right? The one with the cry. Which one is the little joker? Which one is the big joker?
I don't. It's been a long time.
Or you could call deuces high. Which I mean, you don't play spades with deuces. 10 of spades, 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds, 10 of 2 of diamonds, 2 of hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Bob.
I'm sure that if Saban comes back, he's gonna have better offers than you can be the co-head coach at Nebraska. So we'll have to see what we can work out there.
Yeah, you're right. Now, Bock, I was online today, and I knew we was going to talk SEC football, but something caught my eye while I was looking, and this is the funniest thing I heard right here. We're going to do this for the Big Ten coaches also, probably later on in the next half, but in the next part of the show. But, Bock, this one right here, SEC coaches rank by who would win a fight. And the list is crazy, but I wish I had all the coaches in my face so I can see what they look like, because some of these coaches, I do not know what they look like. Okay, now I got it up here. Now we're cooking, Bock.
Okay.
Now we're cooking. But I'm going to read who's number 1. This goes from 1 through, let me bring it back, Bock. Let me bring it back. 1 through 15.
Why? Who is? Okay, 1 through 6. I clicked on it. I got 16. I was gonna say, why'd they leave somebody
16?
out? Yeah,
I got 16 too. Okay, I had to hit the button.
Yeah.
Now, Bob, number 1. Let's agree or disagree. The toughest coach in the SEC, they said, who would win a fight? Brett Venables. Let's look at Brett Venables' picture.
He looked like he'd kick your butt.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he looks hard. Bob.
He's kind of got the Mike Eckler look that has been making its way this offseason.
He looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
he does. He does. So, would you agree that probably out of everybody in the SEC that Venables is number one?
I'm interested because there's a name lower on this list that I think would have an opportunity, especially if you're talking about wrestling. I know this is a fight, but if you get the weight leveraged there, I think there's a name lower on the list that might have an opportunity.
Okay, Sam Pittman.
Sam Pittman, that's exactly what I was talking about. They've got him way lower on the list.
Yeah.
I think Sam Pittman, if he gets
he's
his
not the
weight
same
on
lineman he used to be, Bob.
Well, right, but he's a former offensive lineman. Maybe he's got some grit to him still.
Yeah, I'll put him. We're gonna rearrange this order, Bock. Anyway, so okay, if you want now, Bock, if you wanted to go with a different one, you go.
We'll just go. Who they've got number 2 here is Clark Lee from Vanderbilt.
Lee. Let me see what Clark.
Probably
Lee.
the least known SEC coach of all. But yeah, I got to be honest. I don't even know what Clark Lee looks like either. But he is 43 years old, so he's got probably youth on his side.
Let me see him. I'm finna take a look at him.
I don't see anything that
He's just young.
out. Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. He looks like a good boy.
Yeah, I don't.
He looks like the type of child that when you put in his playpen, he'll stay in there. He won't climb out of anything. I'm just saying.
That's what I think. If you take out Sam Pittman and Brent Venables, I don't know if there's necessarily a great list. I mean, Kirby Smart might, he might bark like a bulldog, bite you, and all that. Shane Beamer, I said earlier, I wouldn't throw him out for fighting dirty. So there's a few guys that I think could probably put up a good fight, but I'm a little bit disappointed by these fight rankings for the SEC, just because I thought they would have some bigger names out there that'd be more frightened about fighting.
Yeah. Let's go to 3, Bob, because
okay,
I don't agree with this one.
Yeah.
Steve Sarkisian. Who would win in a fight at the SEC? First of all, Bob, let me tell you why Steve Sarkisian is not going to win. He went to BYU. He's not going to fight a grape. Okay?
Now, he's got a mean streak to him. I've seen him yelling before.
Okay, yeah. We've seen everybody get, even Coach Osborne yell. We do. So, but I just don't see Steve Sarkisian. He's not even that big, Bob.
Yeah, I think he's too high on this list.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that one time he got mad at somebody that worked there.
Yeah, I think he goes down deep down my list. All right, Bob. Billy Napier. Let's see him, Bob. Let me look at him.
I don't think anybody's physically going to blow you away. Otherwise, they'd be higher on this list, I would think.
Billy Napier. He looks like I don't want to say the wrong thing, Bob.
Well, 45 years old. He's got some youth on his side.
He looked like he's been through hell. Look at his picture.
Well, he has been the last couple of years. That scheduled.
I mean, just look at him. He looks like he's an MMA fighter. I mean, he probably kudos to that. Give him a couple of points.
Well, is the cornered dog? Is that the saying? The cornered dog is the most dangerous dog.
Yeah,
he's cornered.
Yeah, he's cornered.
Yeah,
he's better come out fighting.
He might.
I mean, you better lock down quick and tap out. Yeah. So this whole list is terrible to me, but let's keep going, Bob. Who you got next?
Well, they did have Kirby Smart at 4.
Kirby.
Like
okay.
I said, he's a defensive
former safety.
Yeah, defensive player.
Fiery coach.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
He knows how to get your team. He knows how to go in there and say something right before the game that makes you want to tear the roof off a house. And I ain't talking about if we die, we die. No, he goes way beyond that, Bob.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think he gives his visor hell every weekend, but going up against another.
The only coach in college football to wear visors.
There's not that many visors left. Those were very popular 20 years ago, but he's still a visor guy.
Yeah, he's a visor guy. All right, Bob, who we got next?
At 6, they did have Shane Beamer. Like I said, Shane Beamer, I think lost some points. I think going into last year, I think Shane Beamer would be one of my number 1 choices.
Nah.
But Brett Bielema kind of punked him there in the bowl game.
He told him, hey, Brett Bielema had his arms folded and told him, come get you some.
Now, to be fair, Bielema's near the top of the Big Ten rankings. So if they were to get in a fight. But
we're going to rank him because I surely think he's top 3 in the Big Ten.
Say Shane Beamer's a barking dog. The question is whether he's a pit bull or a poodle.
He's a poodle because when he said something to that St. Bernard over there in that game, because Brett Wiedemann is a St. Bernard.
Oh, that's right.
That's a bull massive. So that poodle seen that bull massive and didn't say anything. He didn't say anything after the game. Did he?
I don't think it didn't get that far. No.
Yeah, he knew better.
But Shane Beamer was freaking out, and
Yeah.
Brett Bielema held his composure.
Yeah, Brett Wiedemann was laughing over there.
Yeah.
With his arms folded. Like, what you gonna do?
No, it's a bowl game.
Little man. What are you gonna do, little man? All right, Bock, who you got next?
All right, so next on the list, they've got Jeff Lebby at number 7.
Yeah, he looked like he can fight a little bit. He looked like he can fight.
Yeah, give him a little bit. I gotta look him
What
up.
school did he go to?
So Jeff Lebby played at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, okay. He looked, how big is he, Bock?
I'm trying to look it up here. He's an offensive guy. I don't know. I just don't see it either. Now I saw his picture. There's just a lot.
He
I just
look
don't
like
think
he
there's a
can
lot of
scrap,
good
though.
photos.
He
You
looks,
think so?
Yeah, he looks like it.
Yeah, well, maybe.
All right. Who you got next, Bock?
Move on.
Kalen DeBoer.
Kalen DeBoer, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know about this guy. Would you put him in the top 10, Bock?
He's 50 years old now.
Nah. He's
He looks like he's
8 or 9. I'll probably have to put him about 9 or 10.
I would put him higher. I think he looks like he's got some older man strength. 50 is not old, but
Yeah.
he
All
looks
right.
old for 50. I'll put it that way.
Mark Stoops.
Yeah. Work with Mark Stoops. He's got a little more weight he can throw into it. But again, he's getting older. I think maybe he would have been a little bit more higher on this list years ago. But at the same time, I mean, we've seen that Youngstown fire from guys like the Pellinis. So if he's got any bit of that, I think he should be higher on this list.
You think he should? Okay.
I do. Yeah. I don't like where he's at. What is he? I mean, he's 58 years old now.
Lane Kiffin. Pretty boy.
Lane Kiffin's got a lot going in his life. I don't think fighting would be at the top of my list.
Pretty boy.
Yeah.
He reminds me of, he's the HBK of the SEC.
So you think he could still hit you in the chops at least?
Yeah, he probably
Sweet
could.
chin music.
He probably give you some sweet chin music.
Yeah, well.
He
yeah,
looks like
to
he'll
see it.
sneak you with a chair or something. he doesn't look like that type who will really, really, really fight. He look like he'll pick up something and hit you.
He
with
needs
it.
an equalizer.
Yeah, he has to. He just doesn't look like that. All right, who we got next?
Well, so there's a few more names. We're running out the segment here. It's just, you always look for who they have last. The last 3, and like we said, Sam Pittman should be higher. He's at 13. The last 3 are Brian Kelly in this order. Brian Kelly, Josh Heupel, and Eli Drinkwitz. What do you think about the bottom there?
Brian Kelly.
You put Brian Kelly all the way at the bottom?
Then Josh Heupel.
You don't think Brian Kelly looks like he snarls quite a bit.
Yeah, he looks like a crybaby. You see how his players he can't even control them LSU guys. So I know he's not a,
Well, he's 63 years old. So
yeah.
That doesn't help. Josh Heupel, surprising. I mean, for as good of a football player as he was so far down this list here.
Donuts.
Yeah, he's a bit bigger than his playing days.
Yeah, donuts.
Yeah, might factor into it. And sorry,
All right.
Eli Drinkwitz, I don't know what they have against you, but you're last in this list. From Barrett Sally here.
All right, Bock, take us out.
All right, you're listening to Bock in the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bockoven alongside the Husker Hall of Famer, Terrell Farley, and All-American. I can't forget that. We'll be back after this.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking.
Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartments, assisted and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com.
Starter Heyman
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds. It'll be hot with an afternoon high around 95. Tonight, clear skies and light winds with a low around 67. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with a high again near 95. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. Here's the man said he's the Vince McMahon of the SEC.
Who else we got on here? Gus Mohawk said, I think Coach Tom Osborne would win if they did the Big 8, the silent assassin. T.O. would go in like John Wick. Oh, man, that's a terrible dream. I just don't see that.
Big Eight battle? Yeah, I don't know.
The Big 8 battle, that might be, what's his name, Barry Switzer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he's Halle Snellenberger with the big, thick mustache that he used to have. All right, Bock. Quarterbacks in the SEC, they got the rankings that came out in some publications, but let's see if we can agree with this one.
Okay.
Number 1, DJ Lagway.
I disagree.
Garrett Newsome.
Nussmeier, yeah. I'd probably have him at number 1.
Ladarius Sellers.
Lenore Sellers at South Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, put him at 2. He's my 2. Arch Manning. John Mater. Austin Simmons. Diego Pave. Gunnar Stockton. Ty Simpson. And Marcel Reed. Is that the same quarterback they had last year?
Marcel Reed's the athletic quarterback at Texas A&M that kind of the last half of the game he was starting to turn it on.
I think they should rank him better than that. I think he's better than what they say he is. But I don't agree with the list. For me, it probably go Garrett number 1, Sellers 2, DJ and Arch would be tied for 3 with me. Then I go Mater. Probably Marcus Reed. Then Austin Simmons. Gunnar Stockton. Then Ty Simpson.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what happens. I think DJ Lagway is an interesting example. He didn't have a great, similar to Dylan Raiola, didn't have a great debut, but obviously there's the world is expected of him. But I like the guys like a Marcel Reed that we've seen on the field. They're starting to cause actual problems. So I'd kind of put him up there. Lenore Sellers, we talk about him, has probably the strongest arm in the SEC. And then John Mateer is a guy that I think is a little bit underrated here. Obviously played at Washington State. Maybe there wasn't a whole lot of eyes on him because they don't play in a power conference anymore. But coming over to Oklahoma, he's the reason that a lot of people have Oklahoma, despite a very difficult schedule, in the top 15. So we'll see what can happen. They've had offensive struggles there the last couple of years under Brett Venables. If he can turn that around, all of a sudden Oklahoma's a player in the in the SEC. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, and then him end up being the best of the group. I wouldn't predict it now, but it's a very solid group at the top. I don't know if there's a clear guy. Like Nussmeier feels like the safe bet, but we've seen LSU quarterbacks, and he's very, very accurate. He's a good
Joe
quarterback, but. Yeah, I mean I was saying in the past we've seen LSU quarterbacks that are good that maybe don't quite get to that final threshold like Joe Burrow did. So we'll see. I have a little bit of doubt in Nussmeier, but and then there's a whole crowd of people that will just put Arch Manning number 1 because his name's Manning and they saw a game or 2 from him. So that's all you need to do. And certainly is going to expected to have a lot of upside, and we get to see right away against Ohio State. But is he going to automatically be better than some of these proven names in the SEC? I'm not convinced.
Well, only time can tell. But when I look at this list, it strikes me that DJ Lagway, who only played a couple of games, he really switched in and out last year with a guy and got hurt towards the end of the season. I think he was out for the rest of the season, then came back. But yeah, Arch Manning he's not my clear number 1. He's not even my clear number 2. Like I said, I would have to put him 3rd and 5th on the list just because he hasn't shown me a 5, 6, 7, 8 game stretch where he plays at.
Yeah, and if you look at DJ Lagway too, just to kind of say, like his numbers were similar to Dylan Raiola as far as touchdowns to interceptions. He had 12 touchdowns, 9 picks, 1,915 yards passing. Like you said, kind of splitting time there. Not too much of a runner, can put it on if he needs to, but only 101 yards rushing last year. Here and there. I mean, he had a multiple interception game against Texas A&M, against Tulane, but he had some upside too. I'm just surprised how highly people see him. Again, I think it's a lot of that. What we saw in his recruiting effort was able to show a little bit more again against Tulane. That's where he had his most attempts, was 22 of 35 in that game. They did win 33-8, but he had a touchdown and 2 interceptions in that game. So we'll see. It's always, you're never going to play too many easy defenses if you're playing Florida's schedule. But we'll see what he's able to do. Is kind of their knight in shining armor as the backup quarterback last year. Everybody loves the backup quarterback. Now that he's the starter, full-time starter, what's it going to look like?
Yeah, we have to check it out. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about here on the second hour right here when we come back on Bock in the Black Shirt. Next, one of our Husker brothers has called it end of time. When we come back, we'll talk about that and much more here on 93.7 The Ticket.
While folks love all of Hog Wild's award-winning barbecue options, many have a real soft spot for the Carolina pulled pork sandwich. Hog Wild serves their tender, slow-smoked pulled pork on a soft bun and piles it high with tangy coleslaw. There's nothing else on the menu like it. The added bonus? You get to have a side dish like curly fries or baked beans. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
First house, I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds. It'll be hot with an afternoon high around 95. Tonight, clear skies and light winds, the low around 67. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with a high again near 95. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Terrell Farley.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Oh, yeah. All right, welcome back to Bock and the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brad.
Excavating.
All right, Bock, one of our own former Nebraska defensive tackle, Dominic Sue, has officially retired from the NFL, Bock. Former number 2 pick overall in the 2010 draft.
Yeah, it hasn't played the last couple of years, so maybe you could see the writing was on the wall for this to happen at some point. I always held out the hope that we'd see Sue return. Obviously, his last couple of years, he was doing that, getting ready for playoff runs for teams. So that was kind of interesting as well. But, just one of the better careers that we've seen from Huskers at the next level in the NFL. And, of course, if you talk about his college career, maybe one of the best defensive players of all time in not just Nebraska history, not just Big 12 history, but college football. So it's obviously a sad day to a degree in that you would have liked to see Ndamukong Suh play further, but it's a good time to celebrate him. And man, what a player he was. Again, you just look back at that 2009 defense, and people are always surprised when I say, what kind of brand of football I'd like. If it were up to me, I like defense first, more so than offense. Some people like the shootouts, 55, 54, that sort of thing. I liked those teams, but it was frustrating those teams because I remember, that 2009 game, especially the Iowa State game where the defense just got stop after stop after stop. And the offense had 7 turnovers in that game. They ended up costing them. They lost 9-7. And so as good as that defense was at times, they just did not have enough offense to help them get over. But of course, by the end of that 2009 season, as proof by how close they played Texas and maybe should have 1 second back on the clock, it would have been fascinating to see that team play against some of the other top competition of that year. And then, of course, you throw in, maybe a different idea, a different player, one more year of Joe Gans, a year ahead for Taylor Martinez in his breakout campaign as a freshman in 2010. If they just would have had a little bit of a different offense there, who knows what that 2009 team could have done.
Yeah, I played for, I think, 4 teams in the NFL, or 5 probably. Detroit from 2010 to 14. Miami from 15 to 17. He played with the Los Angeles Rams in 18, and he won the Super Bowl with Tampa, didn't he?
He did, yes.
And he played his last year in Philly, which was in 2022. Only played 8 games that year. But if you look at this Bock, he played in over 199 football games, 600 career tackles, 392 solo, 208 unassists, 71.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 9 fumble returns for 60 yards, 1 INT. And that's about it. When we talk about this, when we talk about Sue, who goes down as one of the best defensive players in college football ever, what do you rank him with the greats, like Aaron Donald, like a Warren Sapp, like a Booger McFarland, guys that really stood out in the NFL like he did?
Well, I think as far as name recognition and stuff, his rookie year, it looked like it was heading that way, right? And that's why Miami signed him to a time, the highest defensive player. It was the highest contract anybody had ever gotten. I don't know if he quite lived up to that promise. I mean, when you talk about Aaron Donalds and Warren Sapps, I mean, those guys are just amazing and dominant. I would compare them to like the college version of Ndamukong Suh, what he meant to college football. That's what Aaron Donald and the Warren Sapps of the world, I think, meant to the NFL. I think Suh was probably a notch below that. And as such, I think he is probably going to probably not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he'll get in. And so, you can kind of go through, whether there's an argument about whether this or that. His sack numbers actually are what's going to kind of hold him back a little bit, even as a defensive tackle, 71 total sacks, 71 and a half total sacks. Again, not quite what he got his rookie year when he had 10 sacks. That was the record for him, or excuse me, the personal record for him as he'd go on throughout the rest of his career. Had another year of 8.5, a year of 8, and then several years of 6 sacks per year. Again, solid numbers, nothing to complain about. Definitely lived out to be the number 2 pick of the draft where he was. But that's why that's why it's hard to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, because a guy with his name recognition, as good as he was, especially in Detroit, I don't think he's going to quite get there, but nonetheless will be in the Hall of Fame, I believe, someday. We're not going to have to sit back here and throw him in with Roger Craig and some of the other names. I think he'll get in, but it's going to be closer than some people realize. I mean, 5 Pro Bowls, 3 first-team All-Pro. He was named to the All-Decade team. That's going to help, but again, I don't think it's necessarily to the point of first ballot. But don't let that diminish anything of what he's done on the field, certainly in the NFL and then college. And it is a wrapping up of the career in the NFL, right? Obviously, his college eligibility was exhausted for a long time, but it is this time to celebrate how good he was in college as well, as it kind of brings his football career to an end. And now we'll see what happens in the next chapter of his life. He does have a podcast that he started. He's always tweeting out, if you follow him, kind of wealth management and wealth tips. So I think he's got a good head on his shoulders as far as whatever the next step is for Ndamukong Suh. And I hopefully see him a little bit more in Lincoln, maybe at the games here and there.
Yeah, I hope he do, man. His career is good enough. Like you said, not really a first ballot guy. I see that, but when you compare his numbers to Aaron Donald, who probably retired 2 years younger and played 2 years less than Suh. He came in 2014. Aaron Donald did, and left in 23. Suh last year was 22. If you look at Aaron Donald numbers, sacks 117, forced fumbles 24. It just goes on, and 205 assists, 337 in 154 games. This is 36 games, 35 games less than what Suh played in. And, it's different schemes anyway, different schemes on different teams, just not the same, though.
Well, and that's why I say, I mean, I think if you put him up there with some of those all-time names that we've seen the last couple of decades, probably falls short. And it's only because of how dominant Aaron Donald was. I mean, remember, he's a 3-time defensive player of the year. They don't just hand those out. Those have to go out there, had to be earned. I mean, he was fantastic. And by the way, underrated for how well he did at Pitt as well. And he was, kind of following along with Ndamukong Suh. He won the Nagursi, he won the Benerick, he won the Lombardi, he won the Outland. I mean, so Aaron Donald, it was that level of talent. And of course, it was cool. We got to see them on the same line with the Rams at some point. But, again, that's that Aaron Donald will be a first teamer. Warren Sapp in an era where they threw the ball less than they do now, or in a case less throughout Warren's career than they did in Ndamukong Suh's career. Warren Sapp one time as a defensive tackle in more and less of a pass-heavy league had 16 and a half sacks one season. I mean, these guys, their numbers were just ridiculous. And again, goes to show you why they are held in as high standing as they were. In Ndamukong Suh's career, as you could tell there through the last part, I mean, he was no longer a fixture for a major defense. I think by the time he left Miami, like it was a good deal that he went to the Rams. It was a big part of Tampa Bay in winning that Super Bowl, but not the biggest part. And so, it's just kind of settled in there. But his early days in Detroit, I think especially, were when he was fantastic. And they had a line, speaking of some of other former Huskers, Kyle Vanden Bosch on that line, Cliff Averill on the other side. You remember they drafted Nick Fairley pretty high out of Auburn, and that defensive line was just ferocious and got Detroit to the playoffs, which Detroit rarely had ever been in the playoffs. Now we see them be one of the better teams in the NFL, but it took a long time to get there. So I love his career. One of my favorite careers to follow. Again, I don't know if he ever kind of got to the level of dominance in pro than he did college. And that's why I love reflecting back on his college career as he retires here, because that's where I can have discussions with him among the greatest of all time. Didn't quite win the Heisman. Remember, won the AP Player of the Year award that year. And you just think if they would have beaten Texas, or he would have been able to somehow block that last field goal, I think he would have got it. But that's also goes to defensive players don't win the Heisman. Now you can argue Travis Hunter did. Travis Hunter had 1,000+ yards receiving last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I don't think he would have been anywhere close to the Heisman if he was just playing defensive back. So
Charles Woodson, same type of thing. I mean, he had special teams on his side. Although they would run Sue out for a goal line carry or pass once in a while, he was pretty restricted to defense. But what made him so spectacular was as a defensive tackle, they were dropping him into coverage, and it was working. It wasn't like once in a while, but I mean, it was. I mean, and that's why you look at some of his other stats here that shouldn't be overlooked, is that he did have 38 pass deflections throughout his career in the NFL. He was so good about getting his hand up, being in the right place, and just causing havoc. And especially that 09 team. Remember the 08 team? I'll never forget that bowl game against Clemson, because my dad, who had been watching, is basically a Nebraska football historian, had been watching football for a long time, that this guy's going to be trouble next year, because he is handling these Clemson offensive linemen. Remember, Clemson was a pretty good team at that time. C.J. Spiller out of the backfield. He was handling them like ragdolls. And we saw that all the next year in 2009. I wasn't watching Nebraska. I was dark time of my life. I probably didn't even watch football that much. Yeah. But Bock, let's talk who we was just saying. It's just on the tip of my tongue. I got two stories I'm looking at, but one of them I really want to go to. Cooper Flag.
Okay.
They shut him down.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that after only 2 games?
I mean, if they felt like that, again, it depends on what you kind of are looking for Cooper Flag going in there. I don't know. I mean, I think I would probably play him longer. But again, if they saw enough of what they wanted to see out of him, then there you have it. For what it's worth, he did have a better second game, massively better second game than he did the first game, which he kind of struggled in. So, I mean, it was kind of one good game, one bad game, and that's enough for him. I mean, again, it's not a league full of NBA players. There's going to be guys here and there that make it, and it's there to warm up your rookies. So they felt like they warmed him up.
All right, I hear you, Bob.
What do you think? I mean, I'm surprised they shut him down so quickly.
Well, I at least think 5 to 10 games he should have played in, but just for getting out and letting the people see him. I think it's not calling it selfish, but you got to protect your number 1 pick. And also you don't want anything to dumb to happen, or some kind of freak injury that could take him out for the rest of the season. But I do understand it. Wish he would just play probably five games.
Yeah. So 31 points, by the way, in his second game, after going 5 of 21 in the first game and only finishing with 10 points. So it's tough. You don't really get a good grade on or look at what you're going to get from him. Maybe that's what they're thinking. We don't want necessarily people to see what he's going to be able to do. But, you get enough of that from what you looked at Duke. Like you said, I just kind of feel bad for anybody that bought tickets for the next game.
All right, Bock, one more story. Ex-Michigan staffer Connor Stallion says he knew most singles in 7 games. Do you believe that?
I mean, it's Connor Stallions himself, so I think he's probably, and yeah, I do. I think they did get to the point. I mean, he's the sign stealer who's behind the whole thing. If he's saying that, that's the source that I would be looking for to see who knew what and what they knew. And he said he knew almost every signal for 7 games over 2 seasons. That's quite a one-up you're going to have going into a game for Michigan.
Yeah. He's talking about the 2021 Michigan State, 2022 Michigan State, 2022 Penn State, 2022 Ohio State, 2022 TCU, and the 2021 Georgia, and the 2021 Wisconsin.
Well, it's interesting too, because in those 7 games they lost 3 of them.
Yeah.
So even having that much of an advantage, they didn't. You didn't win all of them because some of those teams were just pretty darn good. And he went on to say, some of it's just about the execution.
And what year did they win it?
2000. So they won to 2023.
23. So there's no evidence that they did it in 23, but if we found out more about this stuff that happened, did most of it happen in 23? Because Rutgers coach did go off in 23 about that at halftime. We seen that. We seen the comments when it happened. If more was to come out about 23, would you take the title, Bob?
I mean, I don't know. You can put an asterisk next to it, but I mean, they still went out there and won it. So it's hard to argue. I mean, anytime you do that, I get it. You can try to take down banners and stuff like that, but no, and it's tough to win at Michigan. I mean, there's a lot of good things, as far as history, the all-time winningest program and all that. So it might be silly to say that, but they again hadn't won a national championships since 1997, and then long before since that. And we all know they didn't deserve 97 anyway. But that's to let you know how hard it is to win there. So I mean, I won't take too much away from them, even if we kind of figure out a little bit more. Harbaugh, in that program too. I just, it's one of those deals. It's if you're not cheating, if you're not, or you're not trying, if you're not cheating type of deal. And they went probably across the line, right? But I would not expect anything less of a competitor like Jim Harbaugh, and to get that thing turned around at Michigan. We'll see. Remember he sat out a few games in their championship run, which allowed Sherman Moore to kind of get some experience in coaching some of those bigger games. And now that's all coming back still this season. They're still going to feel it. Moore, remember, is going to sit out 2 games this upcoming year because of his part in that whole sign stealing deal. And as we all know, he chose not to sit out the Oklahoma game, would rather sit out the Nebraska game. We'll see. I still think the NCAA will still decide if that self-imposed sanction is enough, or if they're going to add to it, change it, whatever. Again, I've said it over and over. If I'm the NCAA, I don't let him pick his games. I mean, if you do that, and I understand he's doing back-to-back games, but if you do that, why can't he cherry pick just the 2 weakest games on his schedule? I think you've got to dictate when that is. And generally in sports, as we know, that's the beginning of the season. If you're caught for something in the offseason, then you serve that at the beginning of the next season. You'll get to cherry pick your games. I don't complain about it too loud, because I think it could benefit Nebraska more than anything, not just because Sherron Moore would not be coaching, but because of the bulletin board material it gives. But I still think that does not look right. If I'm sitting back and look at it, because I'll keep that in mind next time Nebraska gets in any sort of trouble. I'm going to start saying, well, we should be able to pick our games where we get any sort of suspension or ban or anything like that.
Yeah, you're right about that. Nebraska pitcher Mason McConaughey picked in the 4th round of the MLB draft, which started off with picking a high school kid number 1, Bob.
Yeah, 17-year-old shortstop, number 1. So we'll see.
$10 million.
Yeah, good payday for him. Of course, in baseball, we'll see how long it takes for him to move up the ranks. Sometimes it can take a while. But with those sort of expectations, he might be playing Major League Baseball here in the next couple of years. That'll be fascinating to follow his career. But yeah, for McConaughey too, it kind of shows further the frustration that losing him and how much that meant. That was their Friday night starter. That was going to be their number one guy out of the bull, or number one guy going pitching from the mound. And we see it. I mean, the Rangers felt good enough about him despite the injury to take him in the 4th round. By the way, the slot value for that pick is $661,000. So it's going to be hard for Nebraska to try to get him back one way or the other. It's not going to happen, I wouldn't think, especially coming off that injury. So, I think this just kind of reflects on how well, Will Bolton and the team did to go out there and end up winning the Big Ten tournament. There's going to be all sorts of talk and discussion about how good that season was, right? Because barely over 500, they had to make that run, but they did end up bringing home some hardware, which is the goal for any team. So I saw that. And one other update, I don't know if you had this, for former Huskers, Bryce Williams, Summer League debut, 10 points on 4 of 9 shooting for the Detroit Pistons. So hopefully he can impress enough to get more of a look at the NBA. Probably from that level, unless he really goes off, probably going to have to start in the G League and hopefully impress from there as well.
All right, Bock, last one we're going to talk about before we go to break. Netflix has released a trailer for SEC football any given Saturday. I'm going to have to check that out when I get home.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. Again, that can kind of probably bring in the pageantry and the excitement that goes into those games. I do want to check that out as well. It'd be nice to the Big Ten can get one of those going too for us.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, there you go. Well, they play on Friday sometimes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But Netflix, I mean, they do a lot of good stuff. Do you watch any of the quarterback series they have or any of that stuff? I've only seen bits and pieces of it. Now bringing it to college football, that's more up my alley.
No, haven't really seen that. I've seen the one with Joe Barrow. I see the clips of it. But no, I'm not really. I'm a movie guy when I turn it on Netflix. It's a night Netflix and chill type of vibe I do when I look at Netflix.
Well, and you already told us if you start watching something, you're going to fall asleep in 30 minutes.
Like I'm still in the middle of Captain
Phillips.
Yeah, Captain Phillips again. I didn't finish it. I watched it a long time ago, but I didn't finish it. So I really just take it and fast forward it to the spot I remember, or right before I fell asleep, I know where I left off.
Yeah.
And then I watch the rest of it.
Always catch up a little bit of the drowsing off 5 minutes before you're drowsing off. Get back to where you were.
Yeah, that's the part. Take us out, Bock.
All right, you're listening to Bock in the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. I am Jake Bockoven. He is the leading tackler for the greatest team of all time, the 95 Huskers, Terrell Farley. We'll be back after this break.
$93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
You're looking for a cast for today. We'll see lots of sunshine with light winds. It'll be hot with an afternoon high around 95. Tonight, clear skies and light winds, below around 67. Tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with a high again near 95. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Play ball!
Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, Cordell & Cordell, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68508.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours in radio. Here we go right now. We got Bock 101 coming with the rest of the Big Ten fight songs right here. Here we go, Bock. What you got for us today?
Yeah, we're going to finish out the week here as we get ready for Big Ten Media Day, which will begin next Tuesday. Nebraska will be at the podium. Of course, it's SEC Media Days right now. Big 12 Media Days last week, as we talked about beginning of the show. So we're doing our own little preview for these teams coming in. Today, we've got a few teams that were on the schedule last year that are no longer on the schedule for Nebraska. And then we're going to kind of get into the nitty-gritty top teams in the Big Ten throughout the rest of the week. These are two teams that I think could be top 10, or top teams in the Big Ten, but not necessarily ones you think of right away. Let's start off with the surprise team of last year, the Indiana Hoosiers. Curt Cignetti led them to an 11-2 season last year, their first ever double-digit win season. We'll talk about whether they'll be able to get back to that after we listen to their fight song. And you guys can rank the fight song 402-464-5685. The Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line is open. Let us know of what you think about this fight song, as hopefully it kind of gets you into the college football spirit. Here's Indiana's fight song. So there you have it. It's just it's more of the same thing over and over again. So I will say that it's a little bit repetitive. Some different instruments being used at different times. What do you think? What would you rank this fight song for the Hoosiers here, Terrell?
Well, it made me yawn, so I guess
not too high. Then, huh?
1.0.
All right, he gets a 1 out of 10. That's not out of 5. That's 1 out of 10. D-Train says 0. He's not giving it anything. 1, and let's see. Cubsker says I rated it a 1 after the amount of times we heard it played against us last year, which is fair as well. Of course, the Hoosiers put up 56 points on the Huskers, unfortunately, as Nebraska fell in that game. The one blowout from last season. But let's get into Indiana here. It's kind of interesting because I think it's widely considered that they're going to have a step back year this year. And I think the biggest reason for that for a lot of people is their schedule gets significantly harder. This year, they do have Illinois at home. They play at Iowa. They play at Oregon. They play at Penn State. Of course, last year, they did not have nearly as difficult a schedule. I can kind of go through it again. They won at UCLA. They beat Maryland at Northwestern, Nebraska. They beat Washington at Michigan State, lost to Michigan, and then beat Purdue. Beat Michigan, lost at Ohio State and then beat Purdue. So, yeah, the schedule will get tougher, but this team does look like it's reloaded and ready to go. 9 returning starters, 4 on offense, 4 on defense. And Indiana was a transfer portal destination this past year. A lot of upgrades through the portal, at least, putting in spots that they feel like they had lost some folks, including offensive lineman Pat Coogan from Notre Dame, who is one of the Notre Dame transfers. Of course, Nebraska got Rocco Spindler. Pat Coogan was a highly sought-after transfer in the portal as well. And then, of course, they needed to grab some help at some other position, including their new quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. We'll get to him in a second. They also grabbed running back Roman Hemby from Maryland, Maryland's leading rusher, and Lee Beebe Jr. from UAB. They grabbed a few other folks. Riley Nowakowski stands out from Wisconsin. Might be their starting tight end. He played linebacker, fullback, and tight end for the Badgers. So sounds like a football player if I've heard of one. So, but again, both safety, secondary, and offensive linemen considerably helped through the transfer portal. Back to Mendoza, he threw for over 3,000 yards last year, despite getting sacked a nation-leading 50 times at Cal. So he should be happy that he's at Indiana now. Probably won't happen as much, but he does have big shoes to fill in Curtis Rourke. So we'll see kind of what happens there. Luckily, on their offensive line, they do have, I think, 3 returning starters, and then the other help comes from the transfer portal. Like I mentioned, Pat Coogan will be their starting center. Carter Smith is the offensive lineman to look out for. Many publications have him as a preseason All-Big Ten pick at left tackle, so should have better protection. Mendoza will. And he'll have one of the best targets in college football as well in Elijah Surratt, who caught 957 yards worth last year, including 8 touchdowns. though depth at wide receiver could be a concern. So look out for that if there's any injuries there. A lot of people kind of talking about that offense and what Indiana was able to do, scored a lot in the early games. The defense really was what led the way for the Hoosiers last year, though. Indiana's defense was second in total defense in the country last year. That's just amazing to say it out loud every time I do. Aiden Fisher returns as a linebacker, their leading tackler, 118 tackles. They also bring back Mikhail Kamara, who led the FBS with 68 quarterback pressures and 10 sacks, which are the most for an Indiana defender since the year 2008. And they also have defensive back D'Angelo Pons returning. He had 3 interceptions last year. So all Big Ten caliber talent at every level there. Special teams also look solid for them. Their kicker, Nicholas Radikic, was 10 of 11 last year, and they brought in Mitch McCarthy to do the punting over from UCF. He averaged over 44 yards per punt last year. And I've noticed something as I've been doing these Big Ten previews. The punting should be really good this year. It seems like everybody's averaging over 44, 45 yards per punt. So that should be something to look out for. Both their offense and defensive coordinator return. Mike Shanahan, no relation to Mike Shanahan, is returning at offensive coordinator, and Bryant Haynes returns as defensive coordinator. Both those guys came over with Kurt Cignetti from JMU, and that's a big deal, like I said, because both of them were arguably some of the best in the country last year in their first year in Bloomington. Again, we go through the numbers. Offensively, Indiana was second in the nation, averaging 41.3 yards per game. Ran for 165 yards per game. That's 63rd in the nation. Passed for 261 yards per game. That's 34th in the nation, for a total of 426 yards of total offense, which was 34th in the nation. But like I said, as much interest people give in notoriety for their offense, which again was second in the nation in scoring, so maybe deserves it, the defense was even better. Defense only gave up 15.6 points per game. That was 6th in the nation. They're the number 1 rush defense in the country, only giving up 80.2 rushing yards per game. Passing, they were top 10 as well at number 10, giving up 176 yards per game, for a total of only giving up 256 yards a game if you are the Hoosiers. So big season expected out of them. They were a playoff team last year. Most prognostications I've seen have them outside the top 25, just outside of it. Terrell, after hearing my thoughts about Indiana, some of the stats there, you think they could return to being a top 25 team this year?
Still a dangerous team.
Yeah.
One reason why they're dangerous, because they're quiet. A quiet team is a dangerous team, Bock. And Kurt Cignetti has not said anything since after the playoffs. You know, recruiting probably recruiting went well for him. You still have some more holes to plug. I think he hits the transfer portal hard again to get those players that been developed already, so they can come right in and fit in with them. I'm sure glad we don't have them on the schedule this year. So I'm thinking probably 9-3, 8-4 for them, Bob.
Yeah, could definitely see them falling into that category. A few more thoughts about their fight song from the text line. Old Dad 34 says Indiana's fight song 1.3. Bill and Bennett says can't stand Cignetti, but I give it a 2. So he didn't mind the song, I think it sounds like. Gus Mohawk says -10, similar to what we heard from Cubsker. I was at that game last year in Bloomington. I heard that song a lot. Their fans are truly a bunch of frat boys polos, so wearing polos. So taking a shot at the fan base as well while you can. And I hate to say it, because I went to a Kansas game a couple years ago, and they did, every school is going to do, hey, here's a memory that you're going to like. And Kansas went back to the 2007 game against Nebraska when they put all these points on the board. And I thought, man, what do they play this every time they have a big home game? They probably do. And now Indiana, the basketball school, I think is going to replay that victory over and over in Bloomington for years to come. So unfortunately, that was not the best look for Nebraska, but it was the one blowout. Let's go ahead and move along in our discussion here to another team that outlasted Nebraska. This team was much closer. Illinois, who beat Nebraska 31-24 in overtime. Of course, Nebraska a few different times, a couple plays away or a play away from winning that game, and they just had an awful overtime performance. In any case, it was not unfamiliar for Illinois throughout the season. They ended up winning a lot of one-possession games. In fact, they were 5-1 in one-possession games last year. So that was a big part of a recipe for their success. And to say, well, maybe you can't do that from year to year. Maybe they're due for a drop-off. Well, that's kind of the Brett Bielema formula, right? Is to grind it out and win those games. So not surprised to see they had a good win-loss record in one-score games. But before we dive deep into the Fighting Illini, we got to hear their fight song, and you guys got to score it. So here is Illinois Fighting Illini's fight song as we head into the college football season. I kind of like that fight song myself. I got to admit, the slowing it down and then speeding it up there. What do you give Illinois' fight song here, Terrell?
Well, Bock, every song sounds like a presidential parade or something, like George Washington is walking down the street or something. That's 3, 2, 1, or whatever, Bock. 3.
3. Hey, that might be your highest of the year so far, so that's doing pretty good. D-Train says he can't stand Brett Bielema, so he gives it minus 100. So he didn't like that too much. Old Dad also not feeling that one. He gave it a 0.3. 9531's kind of feeling with me. So I kind of like that. I give that a 7. But looks like we got another 0 coming in. So different feelings, maybe no forgiveness for Brett Bielema over the years in Illinois for beating Nebraska last year. Well, in any case, this year, Illinois comes into the season after a 10-3 campaign. Brett Bielema now 28-22 overall for the Fighting Illini, entering his 5th season, when 25-80 overall, by the way, his total coaching career. Interesting to note here, since 1999, the 4 previous times Illinois finished with at least 8 victories, they followed up with a losing season. So Illinois has had a hard time getting any consistency and building off of their big seasons. And that will be the big question for Illinois this year, is if they can do so. Of course, one of those times was a couple years ago. Brett Bielema had a standout season with them, and they fell back to below 500. So that's already happened under Brett once. Now, they don't think that's going to happen because there's a lot returning for the Illinois Fighting Illini this year. Luke Altmaier specifically returns at quarterback, where he engineered 22 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, 2,717 yards passing. They were sacked a league-leading 32 times. So that's something that Illinois is going to have to work on. What will help out is they do have all 5 starters returning on that offensive line, which gives them a lot of hope as they try to get things going. Remember, Illinois team that runs the ball quite a bit as well. And with that, they do have Aiden Lafferty returning. He was their leading returning rusher with 589 yards and 4 touchdowns. Big Caden Fagan returns as well from a hip injury, so we'll see what he's able to do. The big question mark for the Illini is at wide receiver. They lose Pat Bryant, who's drafted in the NFL, as well as Zachary Franklin, who went off to the NFL as well. Between the two of them, 1,636 yards receiving and 14 touchdowns. They're looking for West Virginia transfer Hudson Clement maybe to lead the way there. 741 yards and 5 touchdowns for him, most likely the number 1 option. They're also hoping that tight end Cole Rusk, who missed last year with an injury, could bring things to their offense as well. He had 39 receptions for 507 yards and 6 touchdowns at Murray State in 2023. Their defense, headed up by defensive coordinator Aaron Henry, returns for a 3rd season. The defense went from 96th in points allowed 2 years ago to 31st last year, giving up 21.7 points per game. So they're going to hope they can continue to improve from year to year. They will return all their starters in the secondary, which helps, which includes all Big Ten nickel Xavier Scott, one of the better defensive backs in the league. The linebacker unit has plenty of experience as well, and they return Gabe Jackas, who at linebacker will be an All-American candidate this season, though they will have the question on defense of replacing their 3 starters up front on that 3-4 defensive line. They went to the transfer portal in order to help out. And like I said, special teams was a big problem for Nebraska last year. Hasn't been for many of these other teams. And Illinois was one of them that did pretty well last year. They returned kicker David Alano, who was 17 of 20 for place kicking. They did struggle a little bit with kickoff duties, and they brought in a transfer from North Carolina to help there. And then at punter, they have a Purdue transfer in Keelan Crimmins, who averaged almost 45 yards per punt with the Boilermakers last year. So that's kind of your a good look. Again, they're in good hands as far as specialists go. As far as the rankings last year, scoring offense, 28.3 points per game. That was 64th in the nation. 153.6 yards per game rushing. That was 79th. 211 yards passing per game. That was 86th in the nation, for a total of 364.8 yards per game. That was 92nd in the nation for Illinois. Remember, they were winning a lot of those games. As I was saying, kind of grinding them out. And to do that, you need a pretty solid defense. Their scoring defense, 21.7 points per game. That was 31st in the nation. Gave up 148.4 yards per game on the ground. That was 65th in the nation. And passing, 224.8 yards passing per game. That was 78th in the nation, for a total of 373.2 yards per game. That was 68th in the nation. Turnover margin +6. So that helped them out as well. But as opposed to Indiana, they do not jump out to you as far as very elite units on either side of the ball, which could hurt them, I think, a little bit in trying to, again, have 2 seasons back-to-back that are impressive for Illinois, building off of last season. Terrell, you think Illinois is back? They're a popular pick. Some people would even say this year's Indiana, but I'm troubling to think that might come through.
Well, I wouldn't call them Indiana. I would call them a well-coached team, a team that has a lot of discipline on offense and defense. Will run it down your throat and then slip the passes out and then come back with the bootlegs with the quarterback. So that kind of hurt us last year in the middle of the game when Luke Altmaier was able to scramble and get away from a lot of our defensive carriers. Their defense always been great. So you don't have to worry about that part. The thing I can say is, can they get into the playoffs? They're one of those teams that has that big question mark behind them, and probably because, we don't know the likes of Illinois, but I think they have a great team. I think they have a 2 to 3 loss team right now.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Of course, one of their biggest victories last year was over South Carolina, which we've mentioned, but big victory in the Citrus Bowl for not just Illinois, but the Big Ten SEC. Argument helps us on the Big Ten side.
You like them beats, don't you, Bock?
I like these beats you got going.
Yeah. Bock in the black shirt, Bock in the black shirt, Bock in the black shirt, Bock in the black shirt. All right, 93.7 The Ticket. We are right back for the last segment.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
This July, Acres is celebrating the birth of our nation. The fireworks include the opportunity to save big with great pricing on our late model John Deere ag equipment. Plus, you can lock in interest rates as low as 1.9% on select used John Deere planters, tractors, sprayers, and combines. Red hot rates combined with our explosive discounts make July the perfect time to buy and save. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer July 31st, 2025. Some approved financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Make bill paying a breeze with Text to Pay. LDS texts you 1 week before your bill's due date. Just reply to the text to pay. It's that easy. Log into your account at les.com to sign up today.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also, no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Oh, yeah. What a good day right here at Bock and the Blackshirt here at 93.7 The Ticket. We're going to have more of our fight song for the rest of the week. We're going to have a lot of more things going on in the week. Bock, give me your top 5-6 coaches in the Big Ten that the fighters.
Fighters? Yeah.
I'll give you my number 1.
Okay.
Brett Bielema.
Yeah, I like that one.
Number 2, Oregon coach Dan Landy.
Okay.
Number 3, Maryland coach
Mike Locksley.
Yeah, big guy. Number 4, Kirk Segnetti. He's a talker. He's a big guy. He's a little scrappy, like a little chihuahua you got at home that loves to bark but no bite. Number 5, Gino from Rutgers. What's his name?
Now you're throwing me off.
Rutgers head coach.
Oh, Greg Schiano. Yeah.
Greg Schiano. Yeah, I put him at 5 right there.
Yeah, I don't mind those. So you're gonna would you overlook Luke Fickle?
Luke's probably 6.
Yeah, Luke's got to.
Yeah,
be
he's
up there.
overweight right now. He got to worry about his team. He don't. His seat is hot. Yeah, He's too busy fanning his butt.
How about James Franklin? Would you give him?
No, he's a runner.
He's always yelling at somebody.
He's a runner. He looked like one of those kids that'll throw a rock and run. You'll never see him again.
Yeah, I like your picks. I don't think there's necessarily a bad pick in there, though. I got to give Matt Rule some credit. Former linebacker, maybe he's still got some of that tenacity in him.
18.
He's not 18.
I put him at 10 for if we die, we die.
There we go. Yeah,
that sounds like a Rambo movie. If you run into a building, if we die, we die. I don't know about all that. So
yeah, that's fair enough. I can't think of anybody like you said. I think Brett Bielema stands out. Now Deshaun Foster still has some youth.
Oh yeah. I forgot about him. He's in the top 10. He's in the top.
He's got to be
top
in there.
top 8.
And then I know I'm going to get some hate from this, but I think PJ Fleck is enough wiry energy.
Bob, he don't even wear socks. Only way he win is he take his shoes off, and that funk from them shoes kill everybody or knock them out.
Kirk Ferentz have any old man strength you think could help him out?
He's been a walker.
How about Ryan Day?
Ryan Day, he's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there.
I think he has, sometimes you have these wrestlers that spit something in your eye. I think Ryan Day could spit out his beard dye and get you the side trick there.
He's more scared of the Ohio State fans than they are of us. So
That's right.
we don't have to worry about him.
Trying to think if anybody else would really present much of a challenge. No, I think Barry Odom would really do it. David Braun. No, I think we.
Yeah, them guys at the bottom of the head, right there. Northwestern coach, probably the last one for me.
Yeah.
So who knows?
So you do give Kirk Ferentz old man strength a little bit.
It's just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah, it's like not too much.
Not too much. Fair enough. There we go.
All right. We thank you for listening to us on this Monday right here at 93.7 The Ticket. And thank you for listening to Bock in the Black Shirt. We will see you Tuesday as we go over more of the SEC Media Day, more college football talk here on 93.7 The Ticket live.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce.